the danger of stablecoins and why banks are afraid. I'm going to talk to you about that, but also about the madness around crypto ETFs in the United States, about XRP, Dogecoin, Solana. A lot has happened. We're also going to talk about Ethereum, about Monad, and a lot of other news. Hello, everyone, and welcome to CryptoRed, the channel for crypto news. Let's start with Bitmain. Bitmain, the company that owns the most Ether in the world, it's still buying a lot of ETH. They still have confidence. They just bought 200 million worth of ETH despite the recent drop. They now own, get ready, 3% of the entire Ethereum supply. Their target is 5%. By the way, that's around $10 billion worth of ETH right now that they own. They're currently underwater compared to their average purchase price. They bought around $3,500. So yeah, they're clearly in the red, but they keep buying. They think this is the moment. They still think that it's the right moment to accumulate. I saw a statement from the CEO saying he believes $2,500 was the bottom for Ether, or it basically happened, and that it could still go much, much higher. They're talking about a super cycle. Anyway, now let's talk about a company whose goal is to accumulate crypto as well. This time it's not ETH, it's the Bitcoin Society. It's a company that has just been announced, founded by Eric Larchevêque, the co-founder of the company Ledger. It has just been announced, and the goal is to acquire as much BTC as possible. So it's like strategy. And Eric Larchevêque is trying to become the French Michael Saylor. Now, let's talk about crypto accumulation on the Solana side. Solana, and especially the Solana ETFs, just recorded their 20th consecutive day of inflow. 20 days of consecutive inflow. That means 20 days where there is more SOL under management in these ETFs. That means institutional companies or institutionals and big companies or investors are accumulating Solana. So it's a really good sign for the SOL token. We often say ETFs are used by institutions. So yeah, we don't know exactly who owned this, but it's really good news for Solana, which is currently only at $136. So yeah, let's stay on ETFs with the newly launched XRP ETF from Franklin Templeton, the investment giant. A brand new XRP ETF in the US has just been launched. It's not the first one. The first one was launched by Canary Capital a few days or weeks ago. And I've been telling you those ETFs, they just keep coming. There are a lot of ETFs. The XRP price reacted really well to this. We saw a rise after the announcement, and that's not the only XRP ETF that just launched. Grayscale also launched their XRP ETF. It was originally a fund, like the original BTC fund that became then an ETF, and they've not turned this XRP fund into an ETF. So yeah, good news for XRP today. And Grayscale also launched a Dogecoin ETF. So yeah, it's full ETF madness right now. More and more ETFs are launching. Some specialists are saying we could see around 100 new crypto ETFs in the next 6 months. That's according to Eric Balchunas, Bloomberg's ETF expert. We should also see a Chainlink ETF really soon. So yeah, altcoins ETF, it was expected that they would start popping up toward the end of the year. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Let's talk about some other stuff. The thing is that not every ETF is going to succeed, but there will be so many ETFs. I think we'll end up with hundreds of ETFs and maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 crypto with ETFs, because of course we're going to have many ETFs for one crypto, and people will be able to get exposure to crypto super easily to their usual investment accounts with pretty low fees. And honestly, making access to cryptocurrencies easier can only be positive for adoption. Then we had the launch of the Monad token. Monad is a high-performance blockchain that just launched, a layer 1. They ran a pretty massive ICO on Coinbase where they sold close to $200 million worth of dollars, so 25 cents a token. And the token, actually less than 25 cents, $0.025 per token. And the token actually launched on the open market at the same price. It was tradable at exactly the same price as the sell during the first few hours. Then it started going up, and now it's climbed quite a bit. We're at $0.04, so still not 2x, but we're getting there. And in the end, the ICO went pretty well for Monad because they managed to raise close to $200 million. It's excellent because now they have a lot of money. They have a treasure chest. They have enough money to keep building, iterating, evolving, pivoting when needed, and really they have time to push the Monad token to become a success. What will be the hardest now is adoption. Will they manage to build the full ecosystem? Will people start coming, doing DeFi in Monad, for instance, but not doing DeFi with hundreds of dollars, but with millions, billions of dollars? But at least, yeah, they have a lot of capital thanks to those this last raise. What else can I say? Yeah, a large share of token is locked for several years, so unlocks go until 2029. And yeah, it's another high-performance blockchain launching. Overall, I think it's a success for Coinbase, who won the ICO. 86,000 different people took part, so the distribution is pretty good, and that's what most projects want, to distribute the token to a very wide base. Airdrops exist also for this, but ICO can also be an interesting mechanism. Next, let's talk about Binance, which is being sued in the United States. That's a lawsuit against Binance, claiming that they knowingly helped Hamas receive funds through Binance, which would have contributed to the October 7th attack. Several victims have sued Binance to claim money. Knowingly is, I think, really strong words. I don't think they knowingly did this. I think it's mostly part of the lawsuit culture in the United States. When people smell money, they smell that they can earn money doing a lawsuit. I believe that's exactly what's happening right now. Binance already settled another case for $4 billion to have because they had weaknesses in their anti-money laundering systems. So I believe the plaintiffs want some millions of dollars and to settle. We'll see. We'll see in the next few months, I believe, because it's going to take time. Then there's a piece of news that I found really incredible. It's the European Central Bank. It just published a report about the risks linked to stablecoins. They released the whole report. I'm showing it here on their official website. They highlighted several risks, especially the fact that most stablecoins are backed by US Treasury bonds. If something goes wrong, if there's a depeg with stablecoin and people rush to redeem them, then the company behind those stablecoins would be forced to sell their treasury bonds all at once. That could have a real impact on the economy, because dumping on a huge amount of treasury bonds suddenly can clearly shake things up. But the point I found the most interesting is the one about deposits, about the idea that stablecoins would actually trigger a massive withdrawal of bank deposits. People could pull their money out of banks to move it into stablecoins just to chase yields and new opportunities. And they're like, yeah, but fortunately, thanks to MiCA in Europe, the new regulation, the new rules, stablecoins are not allowed to offer yield to users directly. You can really see the influence of the banking lobby on central banks pushing to forbid stablecoin issuers from giving any kind of return directly to users. Fortunately, there are workarounds that have been found to offer yield anyway, but yeah, clearly they're scared of this scenario. They also said that step by step, this could create major issues if banks no longer have enough deposits. Even though in some cases the funds could flow back into the banking system, because the new rules in Europe actually requires banks to hold a very large percentage of stablecoin backing funds inside banks. So theoretically, the money could come back, but it still creates problems. And yeah, I think this is going to be an issue, and banks must be really worried right now. That's why we're seeing some of them launching their own stablecoins. There are a lot of banks that are studying, and some banks have already launched their own stablecoins, but they prefer to launch their deposits token because it's more integrated with their infrastructure. So yeah, that's it for the stablecoin topic. Did we cover everything? I think that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye bye.